root a single stem, it is probably one of the most exciting and rewarding experience in the science of propagation, especially for the beginners, because as beginners, you are just starting to learn how to propagate plants. You want to propagate your plants now? Here's my methods. Hello happy YouTubers, my name is Marcelina and welcome to my masterclass rooting technique plant propagation. My goal today is to help you root your cuttings in the most easy, effective ways. We're gonna be propagating plants by cuttings, so stick with me all the way to the end of the video because I will be showing you two different technique and tricks of rooting the stem, also introducing you to different substrates that you can use to root your cuttings with great success. By the way, before we begin, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, guys. We love to see you join our gardening family. It is fun gardening where you will learn different gardening ideas in a more advanced gardening methods. The methods that you can use now, later, and in the future comes. And if you like this video and some of the videos we have in our channel, give it thumbs up. Your likes really help our channel and we appreciate all your support. Alright, let's get back to the video. Basically, you can use any materials to root your cuttings as long as all the propagation requirements are met. So what are these propagation requirements that will require you to do? First is the water. You will need water supplying to your unrooted cuttings so your cuttings won't dry out. Water helps your cuttings to start develop some callusing, and callus is the first initial root development. But water must be provided in a proper amount. Too much water in propagation site will end up your cuttings to rot. Second is the temperature. Now, to be able to root your cuttings successfully, you will need to manage and control the temperature in your propagator. Temperature plays a role in the rooting process. If the temperature is too cold, your cuttings won't root. If the temperature is too hot, your cuttings will desiccate and die. Desiccation is the process of depriving moisture or the state of being too dry. And it is sad to see your cuttings develop roots and die in the process because they are starving of moisture. So it is critical to maintain the temperature inside the chamber. The ideal temperature in the propagation should be in between 72 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Third is the oxygen. Now it is important that you need to supply oxygen in your propagation, whether you stick your cuttings in the soil, in the perlites, in the sand, in the water, or any substrates you use. There must be oxygen present in that site to support the life of your cuttings, especially during root development. Because when your cuttings starting to develop some roots, those young roots need high-rich oxygen supply to survive and continue growing. Next is the humidity. Now it is also important to manage the humidity in your propagation because building up too much humidity allows the fungus to grow in the environment. And too low of humidity predisposes your cuttings to desiccation. So it is important that you have to manage the humidity. Ideal humidity in the propagation should be 50 to 60%. Next is the moisture. Now humidity and moisture should be managed in your propagation because too much building up moisture in your propagation site, it predisposes your cuttings to root rot. And root rot is one of the major problems why propagation fail because your cuttings, especially if they are starting to develop root and they are sitting in the water at all times. So what will happen if the root is sitting in the water at all times? Oxygen is depleted. So you need to manage the moisture also. So the environment should be moist but not soggy. Next is the rooting hormone. Now I put this rooting hormone as my less important because plants have their own natural hormone, which is the auxin, but their hormone is less concentrated and it takes longer for the rooting to take place. So if you want a fast rooting to your cuttings, you will need to assist with synthetic hormones, which is the Clonix gel. I recommend because Clonix gel we get higher success rooting our cuttings, and I will link the product below this video. Just check it out. Next is the substrate. Now selecting the best substrates also influencing your success in rooting those cuttings. So let's go ahead and start the propagation. I selected 4 best substrate that you can use to root your cuttings with great success. We have perlites, soilless media, which is the microgreens, jiffy, and water. Now let's talk about perlite. Perlite is a natural volcanic glass or volcanic rock that is heated to high temperature, causing the material to expand in size or causing the perlite to pop like popcorn. And perlite is one of the best medias to use to root the cuttings because it is lightweight. It has the ability to retain and drain water. It also provides air space for your cuttings once your cuttings start to develop some roots. Now, when you use perlite, you need to rinse the material and remove all those powdery stuff, and make sure you wear mask because you don't want the dust getting into your nostril. Now, the second substrate that I would recommend is the GP. I use a lot of GPs in my propagation, not only to propagate seeds but also to propagate plants. So if you propagate woody plants, use the bigger GP, the 4-inch, and this is great for propagating succulent. What is great about the GP, because it has good natural neutral pH like the perlite, and it is great environment for the cuttings. And also when your cuttings start to develop some roots and ready for transplant, you don't need to remove your cuttings. You just plant the plant along with the GP, so you avoid the transplant shock. The other substrate that I would recommend is the microgreens. What is great about microgreens, because as you can see, it has these fine particles, a combination of good ratio of perlites, vermiculites, and cocoa peat, and it is great for rooting the cuttings. The other media that I would also recommend to root your cuttings is the water, and we will use the water and use different methods to root our cuttings. Now let's go ahead and do the work. Now we will be propagating 3 plants today. We will propagate this lipstick plant, rose, and Hoya. Now if you're using the perlites, you can stick your cuttings in the perlites like that. But what I did in my propagation, I used this perlite as my moisture medium. What I do, I stick it in the GP first, then I insert in the perlite, and I want to show you. So I use the Clonix gel as my rooting hormone to fast rooting my cuttings. And coat my cutting in the Clonix gel and use my GP, stick my cuttings like that, and then I use the perlites and buried in the perlites. This is going to keep the GP from drying out, so I buried halfway. So you can use the perlites as your moisture to prevent from drying out, or you can stick your cuttings in the perlite alone. Now when I use woody plant to propagate, I use the 2 node technique. And as I mentioned in my previous video, if you guys watch my video on rose propagation, I strip the leaves, and sometimes people would leave the leaves to photosynthesize, but I prefer to strip all the leaves because I want to reinforce the cutting to start rooting. Now this is 6 inch in length, and if you see the node here, there's also the node. This one here is the node, and then you have to cut it 45-degree angle. Make sure that I will use the pruner. Make sure you sterilize your pruner. You don't want infection getting into your cuttings. So a 45-degree angle. So this is the first technique that you will use to root your cuttings. The 45-degree angle allows the stem to absorb nutrients and water. Now the next thing that you will do, next trick to trick the cutting. I have question of this from my viewers that do you apply this in other propagation? Yes, you can. You can apply in any cuttings you had. So I turned like this and then cut like you're ear layering plants, but you're ear layering the cutting. Now I noticed that when I did this technique, it rooted a lot in the first cut, but just less rooting development in the bottom. Maybe because it concentrate the rooting process in the first cut, because you have more, it stopped from there because it's close to the node. So this is the first trick, by tricking the cuttings to develop roots. Now this, you strip, remove that slippery, remove the cambium, so it creates root. Now it will produce root in this side, and also it produce root in this, in the bottom, but less rooting occur in the bottom than in the first cut. Then after that, you have to cut the cutting with clonix, cut including the cut. So hopefully I can take some of this in the cut area. You want that gel getting into the wound. There you go. Now after you cut with the clonix gel, I use this one here and stick my cutting halfway. You need that 2 nodes buried down to keep that moisture, and then press this wheel down to avoid air pocket. Now after you stick your cuttings, you water the plant. You water your cuttings so it has a good start. Make sure that it drains. And then we will put this in the dome to create humidity. Now if you are using water as your medium to root your cuttings, let's say you propagate lipstick, I would recommend, instead of placing, you see this all the time, and this is the oldest method of rooting the cuttings, you stick on the water. Now I would say that it roots eventually if you just place that in water, but it is in the water all the time, and some of the cuttings are rooting in this kind of methods, while others will rot. Now to avoid, if you want to use this to avoid rotting your stem, you need oxygenation in this water. You need movement, because otherwise you'll be sitting in the stagnant water. You want that oxygen, because if it's starting to root, the root needs oxygen supply. So you will purchase what do you call it, that earthstone. So use this earthstone and put in the water, so it creates that bubbles to release that oxygen, so your plants doesn't have to be in the stagnant water. And if you don't apply the earthstone, I would recommend to replace the water every week until it's starting to root. But I would recommend to use the fanic machine. I will recommend to use the fogger machine, because the water supply is delivered through the fog, and your cuttings are not really submerging into the water, but they can take water through a small particle, which is the fog. And this is great propagator to use, because it creates good humidity inside the chamber, and even if you don't cover it, it still have that humidity and moisture to that plant, so your cuttings won't dry out. And as you can see, look at that, look at this cutting, and look at, hopefully this is already rooting. Look at that, I just placed this last week and it's already rooting. Look at that. So this is based propagator that I would recommend if you are propagating a lot of cuttings. So I would recommend this propagator. You can build on your own, or you can buy it on Amazon. Amazon carried a lot of fogger machine that are unique, and you guys can just browse what machine you like, and make sure that you use the fogger misting. So this is so great, but make sure that you check the machine first before you propagate plants, because if it is not working, then your cuttings will dry out, and that would be a problem. Now, if you use a dome tray like we have in here, make sure that you close with the lid and open a little bit of window here instead of closing altogether, because you don't want too much building up moisture, and they still get moisture and humidity. Some of the humidity will be released, but at least there is still creating heat inside the chamber, making your cuttings to start developing some roots. Alright, this is for today, folks. If you enjoy watching this video, give thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Join our gardening family. And if you want to learn more on propagation, watch our other videos on propagation, or you can get a copy of our book, Rose Propagation, written by Greg Steven. Greg wrote a lot of information in that book that you might consider getting one copy. And if you are looking for any other merchandise in our channel, check the description below. We have cool t-shirt. In fact, I'm wearing my Huya t-shirt right now, and I love this t-shirt because I think it's just kind of my color, and there are different colors that you can choose from. So this is the rose, guys, that we propagated. As you can see, it's already producing nice healthy foliage. And this is the Huya I propagated in the GP, and I placed in this pot, so it is ready to go. If you are looking for plants, check our description below this video. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Marcelina at cashewgreens.com. See you next time. Peace out.